Hello and welcome. Welcome back. Welcome to a new class. Welcome to class number 177. Right. Class number 177, which means we have about 18 classes left. Really, we have 19 classes left. When we finish the class today, we'll have 18 classes left, which is not bad, which means we're slowly moving towards the end. We're getting closer and closer to the end of the basic program, which means that you're getting closer and closer to the intermediate program, which means you have a reason to be happy, a reason to be satisfied, a reason to be optimistic, and a reason to continue making an effort because you're progressing. You're not a beginner anymore. You're slowly becoming a pre-intermediate, which means that you're doing well. So congratulations. I want to thank you for the effort you've made up to now. Hasta ahora. Quiero agradeceros. I want to thank you. And I want to encourage you. Animaros, alentaros. I want to encourage you to continue making an effort. That's part of the process. It's an essential part of the process. Class number 177. I think I'm losing my voice today. Ya veremos, conforme pase el tiempo. We'll see as the time progresses. We'll see if I continue to lose my voice. This should be interesting. Okay, but we'll begin on camera number 1 with a short review of class number 176. So please come with me. Okay. Ask me if this pen belongs to me. Richard, does that pen, this pen? Yes, that pen. Does that pen belong to you? Yes, it does. It belongs to me. Now, do you know if these papers belong to me? No, I don't. I don't know if those papers belong to you. Well, ask me if these papers belong to me. Come on, ask me if these papers belong to me. Richard, do those papers belong to you? Yes, they do. They belong to me. Ask me if this sweater belongs to me. Richard, does that sweater belong to you? Yes, it does. Do you know if Maria belongs to a secret club? No, I don't know if Maria belongs to a secret club. Ask me if she belongs to a secret club. Does Maria belong to a secret club? I don't know. I have no idea. How am I going to know these things? If the club is secret, of course. How am I supposed to know? No, I don't know. I have no idea if she belongs to a secret club. Do you know if I'm going to retire? Jubilarme? Do you know if I'm going to retire next year? No. I don't know if you're going to retire next year, Richard. Well, ask me. Richard, are you going to retire next year? Me? Retire? Are you kidding? No. I'm not going to retire next year. If my health is okay, I'm not going to retire. Ask me if I have a house in the north of Spain. Richard, do you have a house in the north of Spain? No, I don't. But do you know if I have a house in the United States? No, I don't know if you have a house in the United States. Well, ask me if I have a house in the United States. Richard, do you have a house? Do you have a house in the United States? In the United States? No, I don't. I don't have a house in the United States. No, you don't? No, I don't. Well, where do you live when you travel to the United States? I don't live in a house. I stay. Ya no uso live aquí, stay, alojarme. I stay in hotels or motels. Ask me if I stay in nice hotels. Well, Richard, do you stay in nice hotels when you travel in the States? Usually. I stay in normal motels and hotels. Now, do you know if I go back to the States every year? Do you know if I go back to the States every year? No, Richard, I don't. I don't know if you go back to the States every year. Well, ask me. Do you go back? Do you go back to the States every year? I try to. I try to. I try to. Lo intento. I try to. And yes, usually I go back to the States every year. Do you know if I fly first class? No, Richard, I don't know if you fly first class. Well, ask me. Well, do you fly first class when you go back to the States? No, I don't. I don't fly first class when I go back to the States. I fly tourist class, economy class. First class is too expensive. It's abusive. It's very, very expensive. So no, I don't fly first class. I fly economy class. And do you know if I go back only in the summer? No, I don't know if you go back only in the summer. Well, ask me if I go back only in the summer. Well, Richard, when you go back to the States, do you go back only in the summer? Usually I go back only in the summer. Yes. Usually I go back in the summer. The last time I went to the States in the winter was 5 years ago. 5 years ago, but only for 1 week, for family reasons, okay? But I don't go back. When I go back to the States, I almost always go back in the summer. Ask me if I have to say goodbye in a few seconds. Ask me if I have to say goodbye in a few seconds. Richard, do you have to say goodbye in a few seconds? Yes, I do. I have to say goodbye in a few seconds, but not for good. For good significa para siempre, but not for good, because I'll be back. I'll be back after this segment, because today I have, as every day, 3 segments. So I'll be back for segment number 2 in just a few minutes after our next teacher.
Hello everyone, how are you today? ¿Qué tal todos? Soy Hannah. Vamos a empezar ya con el resumen de la clase anterior. Como ya sabéis, el primer bloque siempre empezamos así. But first, let's say hello. Saludamos a mi alumna, Almudena. Hi, Almudena.
Hi.
Almudena.
Hi, Hannah. How are you?
Great. How are you today?
I'm very well.
Okay, good. I'm glad to hear that. Okay, Almudena, Almudena. It's a little bit hard for me. Almudena, Almudena. Okay, we're going to look at do you know if, do you know, sabes si tal. Okay, ask me if I know if you live nearby.
Do you know if I live nearby?
Okay, good. Repeat again. Muy bien.
Do you know if I live nearby?
Okay, great. Do you know if I live nearby? ¿Tú sabes si yo vivo cerca? Okay, do you know if I live nearby? Now, nearby, a lot of people, they confunden nearby y con near, ¿vale? So, nearby es cuando dices algo está cercano, okay? Si vivo cercano. Y near es cerca de algún sitio y tal. So, do you know if I live nearby? ¿Sabes si yo vivo cerca o por aquí cerca? Ask me if I know if your neighbor makes a lot of noise.
Do you know if my neighbor makes a lot of noise?
Okay, very good. Repeat. Muy bien.
Do you know if my neighbor makes a lot of noise?
Great. Muy bien. Do you know if my neighbor makes a lot of noise? Y si yo contesto, no, I don't know if your neighbor makes a lot of noise. Okay, ask me if I know if that belongs to you.
Do you know if this cup,
That, simplemente that.
belongs to you,
Okay, belongs to me.
to me?
Okay, good, bien. So again, ask me if I know if that cup belongs to you.
Do you know if
That-
that belongs to me?
Okay, muy bien. So do you know if that, remember that, eso, aquello, aquel, esa, ese. Do you know if that belongs to me? Okay, ask me if I know if they're going to get married.
Do you know if they're going to get married?
Okay, good. Repeat. There. Con TH, there.
There.
There. Okay.
There.
Toda la pregunta otra vez.
Do you know if they're going to get married?
Muy bien. ¿Qué significa to get married?
Casarse.
Exacto. Good. So, do you know if they're, again, TH, there. Do you know if they're going to get married? ¿Tú sabes si ellos se casan o si se van a casar? No, I don't know if they're going to get married. Okay, muy bien. All right, now, we're going to look at otra expresión, ya siguiente parte del resumen. Cuando dicen, ok, ¿qué espectáculos hay este fin de semana? ¿O qué ponen en tal cine o en tal teatro y tal? So, el ocio. ¿Qué ponen en el cine? ¿Qué espectáculos hay este fin de? How do we say that? ¿Qué espectáculos hay este fin de?
What is place?
Okay, so what shows
What
are on?
shows go on?
Are on
What shows are on at the cinema
at the weekend.
at the week?
Okay, good. Now, hay dos maneras. You can say what shows are on at the weekend or what's on directamente. ¿Qué ponen? What's on. What is, contraemos, what's on at the weekend. ¿Qué ponen en el fin de semana? ¿Qué espectáculos hay en el fin de semana? Ask me what's on at the cinema in Madrid.
What's on in the
At.
the cinema in Madrid?
Okay, good. Cinema.
Cinema.
Yes. So, nunca decimos cinema. Cinema, la C en inglés no es Z. C no. Es como si fuera una S. Cinema. Cinema. ¿Cómo se dice cinema en inglés otra vez?
Cinema.
Okay. Y centro.
Center.
Good. Muy bien. Cinema center. Como si fuera S. Ask me what's on at the cinema in Barcelona.
What's on at the cinema in Barcelona?
Okay, very good. So what's on at? Okay, what's on at the cinema in Barcelona? Okay, ask me if I like horror films.
Do you like horror films?
Muy bien. So una película de terror, en inglés decimos horror. So a horror film. Ask me if I like action films.
Do you like action films?
Okay, good. Yes, I like action films. I like action films. I like horror films. I like romantic comedies. I like all types of films. Okay, ask me what's on at the cinema in Los Angeles.
In
Los Angeles.
what's on at the cinema in Los Angeles?
Los Angeles.
Los Angeles.
Okay, muy bien, muy bien. So what's on at the cinema in Los Angeles, en mi ciudad? Okay, good job, Almudena, hoy, como siempre. Keep practicing at home and have a great day. See you next time. Bye-bye.
Okay, welcome back. The verb to read, leer. I like to read. Do you like to read? Some people like to read and other people don't like to read. Some people prefer to read the newspaper or to read comic books, and other people prefer to read magazines or to read novels. Some people prefer to read essays. Reading is part of our culture. Reading is part of our lives. However, until about 100 years ago, half of the population on this planet didn't know how to read and write. Yes. Now, 75% of the people on this planet know how to read and write. And in the developed world, 99% of the people know how to read and write, or 100% practically. To read, now 6,000 years ago, people didn't know how to read. Okay, 6 or 7,000 years ago, nobody. And humanity, mankind, we haven't known how to read until very recently. All communication was verbal, not written. Reading and writing. But today we're going to focus, to concentrate. Today we are. Today we're going to concentrate or to focus on the verb to read in the present and in the past. Camera one, please. Okay, every day I read, yesterday I read. Okay, curioso verbo. El inglés es para locos en su ortografía. Se escribe igual, read que read, o sea, read, escrito. In the present, in the past, and in the participle. Leo, leí, leído. Read, read, read. But the spelling is exactly the same. But the pronunciation of the past tense and the participle is similar to the color red, like this pencil. This pencil is red. Okay, every day I read the newspaper. And yesterday I read the newspaper. Okay, ask me if I read Don Quixote when I was a teenager. Richard, did you read Don Quixote when you were a teenager? No. I read parts of Don Quixote when I was a teenager, but I didn't read the whole book when I was a teenager. Ask me when I read Don Quixote. When did you read Don Quixote? I read Don Quixote when I was 20. I know exactly. I read Don Quixote, the whole book, from start to finish, from beginning to end, from start to finish, from beginning to end. I read the whole book when I was 20 years old. In Spain, not in the States, here, living in Spain as a student, como estudiante. As a student, I read El Quijote, como les dice aquí. In English, Don Quixote, or Don Quixote. I read it when I was 20. Okay, I read it when I was 20. Now, ask me if I read Moby Dick when I was a teenager. Richard, did you read Moby Dick when you were a teenager? Yes, I did. Ask me how old I was when I read it. Richard, how old were you when you read it? Moby Dick? I remember almost exactly. I was 16 when I read it. 16 years old. I was 16 years old when I read Moby Dick. Ask me how long it took me to read it. How long did it take you to read it? It took me one day. I read Moby Dick in one day. No, that's impossible. You read Moby Dick in one day? Yes, I read Moby Dick in one day when I was 16. Ask me how many pages there are in Moby Dick. How many pages are there in Moby Dick? I think there are about 400 pages. Well, that's impossible. You read 400 pages in one day. Well, I read about 300 because there are several chapters in Moby Dick that are not connected to the story. Descriptive chapters about whaling. La actividad ballenera. Okay? And I skipped. I didn't read those chapters. So probably I read 300 pages in one day. That's impossible. No, it's not. Ask me what time I started reading. Richard, what time did you start reading? Probably I started reading at 8 o'clock in the morning. Ask me what time I finished reading. Ask me what time I finished reading. Oh, Richard, what time did you finish reading? I probably finished around 9 or 10 o'clock at night. Ask me why I read the book in only one day. Richard, why did you read the book in only one day? I read it in only one day because the next day was Monday and there was an exam on Moby Dick. So I needed to read it. Okay? I had postponed my responsibility of reading it for several days. And then on Sunday I said, my God, I need to read this book. So I read Moby Dick on one Sunday in my life. Ask me how many times I have read it. Well, how many times have you read it? Only once. But it's a good book. I recommend it. Ask me if I read Don Quixote in one day. Did you read Don Quixote in one day? No, that's impossible. No, I didn't read Don Quixote in one day. I probably read it in 2 or 3 weeks. I probably read it in 2 or 3 weeks. And I read it when I was 20 years old. But I read it again when I was about 35 or 40 years old. Okay. We're going to take a short break for our sponsors. And then I'll be back for 1 minute. And then I'll pass you to a new teacher. Okay. Question. What did I read last week? Well, I read the newspaper, or part of the newspaper, every day. I read 3 magazines, or part of 3 magazines, different sections of 3 magazines last week. I read at least 10 chapters in a book. I read maybe 200 emails. I read a lot of traffic signs when I was driving. So probably last week I read 50,000 words. I read a lot last week. Every week I read a lot. Last week I read a lot, and probably next week I'll read a lot as well. Okay, I'll pass you to a new teacher, and then I'll be back.
Hello and welcome. Welcome to class number 177, part 2. And I'm here with Esther. How are you, Esther?
I'm fine, thank you, Kyle. How are you?
Very good, very good. And today we're going to talk about a very important verb, which is the verb to read. Do you read at home, Esther, in English?
Yes, I read in English every day.
Fantastic, excellent. It's very important to read, and we recommend that you read out loud, en voz alta, right? You get your book and you read out loud. I'm sure Richard talked about this 2 minutes ago, I'm sure. Reading out loud, okay? Very important. But we're going to focus on the verb to read. Every day I read. Yesterday I read. And lately I have read. Now the pronunciation, read and red. Just like the color, red, red. Now the D is very important. So say it again, read, red.
Read, red.
Again?
Read, red.
Read, red.
Read, red.
Yeah, because I need to hear that D. Read, read, read. At home, read, read, read. Because in Spanish, Spanish people tend to drop the D. What city are we in, Esther?
We are in Madrid.
Again?
We are in Madrid.
Madrid. Madrid, yes. This is why the guiris, like me, we say Madrid. And if if you say to a native English speaker, I am from Madrid, they will say, Madrid? Where is that? Right? Because they think Madrid with the strong D that we have in English. So with the verb to read, we have to practice this. Read. Yesterday I read, not reth. Read, 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 read. Okay? So, did you read a book last year?
Yes, I read a book last year.
Did you read a book last month?
Yes, I read a book last month.
Ask me if I read a book last month.
Did you read a book?
Did you?
Did you read a book last month?
Did you read a book last month? Month. Again?
Did you read a book last month?
One more time?
Did you read a book last month?
Yeah, good, good. Did you read a book last month? Yes, I did. Ask me how many books I read last year.
How many books did you read last year?
How many books did you read last year? Maybe 8 books? I don't know. How many books did you read last year?
Last year I read around 10, 12 books.
Okay, 10 or 12 books. Does your neighbor read books about politics?
Yes, my neighbor read books about politics.
Does your neighbor read? Present simple. So, third person, yes, my neighbor.
Reads
Yeah.
books about politics.
About politics. Do you read books about politics? Yes, I read books about politics. Did you read books about politics last year? Yes, I read books about politics. Ask me if I read books about politics. Help them out, Esther.
Do you read books about politics?
Yeah. Kyle, do you read books about politics? No, I don't. No. I don't read books about politics. No, no. Do you?
Yes, sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes, yeah. Do you read comic books?
Comic?
Comic books. You know, Spider-Man or, well,
No, no, I don't read comic books.
did you read comic books when you were young?
Yes, when I was young, I read comic books.
Comic books.
Comic books.
Ask me if I read comic books when I was young.
Did you read comic books when you were young?
Yes, I did. A few. I didn't read comic books all the time, but sometimes I read comic books, yes. Do you read magazines?
Yes, I read magazines.
Okay. Ask me if I read magazines. Kyle, do you read magazines? Ask me again. Do you read magazines? Yes, some. Ask me what kind of magazines I read.
What kind of magazines do you read?
I read hockey magazines, ice hockey, my favorite sport.
Yes.
Hockey sobre hielo, ice hockey magazines. My mother sends them to me. It's true. From Canada. Yes. Yes. Ask me if I read a magazine last year.
Did you read a magazine last year?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Ask me if my brother reads technical manuals. Technical manuals.
Does your mother read
My brother.
Does your brother read technical manuals? Manuals.
Yes. Now, what do you want to know, Esther?
I want to know if your brother reads technical manuals.
Yes. I want to know if your brother reads technical manuals. Yes, he does. Ask me why he reads technical manuals.
Why does he read technical manuals?
He reads technical manuals because he's an engineer and he needs to know technical subjects
Yeah.
for his job. Ask me if he read technical manuals last year. Hey, Kyle, did he, not me, he, my brother, did he read technical manuals last year? Did he? Yes, he did. Yeah, he read technical manuals last year. Yeah, he needed them for his job. He still needs them for his job, so he reads them. Do you read on the bus?
No, I don't read on the bus.
Ask me if I read on the bus.
Do you read on the bus?
What do you want to know?
I want to know if you read on the bus.
Very good. I want to know if you read on the bus. Yes, I do. Ask me if I read on the bus yesterday. Did you read on the bus yesterday? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I read one of those free newspapers
Yes.
on the bus yesterday at 8:30 in the morning. No. 8:15 in the morning. Yeah. Okay. Well, good job, Esther.
Thank you, Kyle.
We're out of time. Good job to you at home, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
Okay, welcome back. I have a question. Do you know where my pen is? I've been looking all over. For my pen. I don't know where my pen is. I need my pen. When I teach, I like to have a pen in my hand. It gives me security. It gives me a sense of security. Do you know where my pen is? Do you have any idea where my pen is? I can't find it. Do you know where my pen is? Where? It's behind my ear. It's behind the other. Okay, thank you. Now I have my pen. So now we can change to camera 1. Let's move. All right. Do you know where Ankara is? Yes, I do. Where is it? It's in Turkey. Ah, good. Do you know where Baku is? Baku. Yes, I do. Where is it? It's in, I can't remember the name of the country. Near Azerbaijan. It's in Azerbaijan. Yes. On the Caspian Sea. Very good. Do you know where Ottawa is? Ottawa? Yeah, I know where Ottawa is. Where is it? Where is it? Where's Ottawa? It's in Canada. It's the capital. Ottawa is the capital of Canada. Onda, Ottawa. ¿Cómo lo dices? Ottawa. O sea, Ottawa. More or less. Ottawa. Yes, I know where Ottawa is. Do you know where Cheyenne is? Cheyenne? Cheyenne? Cheyenne. Yes, Cheyenne is a small city, not the singer. Do you know where Cheyenne is? No, I don't. I don't know where Cheyenne is. Well, it's in the United States, right? Yes. Cheyenne is in the United States, but do you know what state Cheyenne is in? No, Richard, I don't know what state Cheyenne is in. Well, ask me. What state is Cheyenne in? It's in Wyoming. It's in Wyoming. And do you know where? Do you know where? Ayon is? Ayon. Me suena. It rings a bell. It rings a bell. Yes, Ayon, Ayon. No, I don't remember where Ayon is. Well, ask me. Richard, where is Ayon? It's in the province of Segovia, very near the province of Soria. It's near Riaza in that area. Okay? It's in the province of Segovia. And do you know where? Do you know where Robert Redford lives? No, I don't. I don't know where Robert Redford lives. Well, ask me. Where does Robert Redford live? He lives in California, and in Colorado, and in Montana, in 3 different places, depending on the time of the year. Now, do you know where Mr. Sarkozy lives? Yes, I know where he lives. Well, where does he live? He lives in Paris. Exactly. Do you know where Gordon Brown lives? The Prime Minister of the United Kingdom. Yes, the Prime Minister of Great Britain. Do you know where Gordon Brown lives? Yes, I know where he lives. Well, where does he live? He lives in London. number 10 Downing Street in London. Now, do you know where Mr. Obama works? Yes, I know where he works. Well, where does he work? He works in the White House in Washington, D.C., and he lives in the White House too. He lives and works in the same place. He has a good job, a very interesting job. Yes, a good salary too, and a lot of extras in addition to his salary. Yes, a lot of benefits, okay? He's the President of the United States, and he lives and works in Washington, D.C. Now, do you know where Steven Spielberg works? Yes, I know where Steven Spielberg works. Well, where does he work? He works in Hollywood. Usually, yes. Do you know where my sister lives? No, I don't remember where your sister lives. Well, ask me. Well, where does your sister live? She lives in Colorado, in Denver, Colorado. Analicemos esto un momento. ¿Dónde vive tu hermana? Where does your sister live? En la pregunta directa tenemos el verbo auxiliar does en este caso, luego el sujeto my sister y luego el verbo principal live. Where does your sister live? Where does she live? Y live no lleva S porque does lleva la S de la tercera persona. Where does your sister live? Ahora bien, en otro tipo de pregunta, do you know? La pregunta es do you know? La pregunta no es dónde vive mi hermana. La pregunta es si sabes dónde vive, no dónde vive. Entonces, do you know se conjuga como una pregunta normal, pero el resto de la frase tiene que estar en su aspecto, no digo afirmativo, sino neutro. El aspecto gramatical neutro de una frase es afirmativa, es una frase afirmativa. My sister lives in Denver. She lives in Denver. Do you know where my sister lives? Do you know where she lives? La pregunta es do you know. Lo que no decimos en inglés, do you know where does my sister live? Eso no. Eso sería formular dos interrogativos dentro de una sola frase. Y la única interrogación aquí es do you know. Do you know where my sister lives? Do you know where my sister is now? Do you know what time it is? No, is it? Claro, la pregunta directa es, perdone, ¿qué hora es? Excuse me, what time is it? I don't know what time it is. Do you know what time it is? Yo no sé quién soy. I don't know who I am. Do you know who I am? ¿Quién soy? Who am I? ¿Dónde estoy? Where am I? Do you know where I am? This is a strange place. Do you know where I am? Do you know who I am? Do you know what time it is? Do you know where my sister lives? Do you know how many people there are in Madrid? How many people are there in Madrid? I don't know how many people there are in Madrid. And do you know what this is? Yes, I know what that is. What is it? It's a pen. It's clear that I know what this is. It's a pen. All right. I'll be back after our next teacher to close the program.
Hello there and welcome. It's nice to see you. Thank you for joining us. Bienvenidos. And today we begin with some vocabulary. 5 words. And Esther is going to help us.
Hi.
You're always helping us.
Yes, I am.
So thank you. Are you ready to help us some more?
Yes.
Good. So she's ready to help us and I hope you're ready too. Okay. The first word. Lentamente.
Slowly.
Slowly. Slowly. No es slowly. 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 The second word. Así que o por tanto.
So.
So. And can you give me a sentence with this word?
Yes, for example, this morning I forgot my mobile at home, so I had to come back.
Okay, so she had to come back or to go back. Aceituna,
Olive.
olive. Algo,
Something,
okay. A veces,
sometimes.
sometimes. So algo, something, a veces, sometimes. Okay? Now, let's begin. We're going to practice questions with do you know where? Do you know where? Okay? So, for example, do you know where your neighbor is?
No, I don't know where my neighbor is.
So, do you know where your neighbor is? No, I don't know where my neighbor is. ¿Y cómo se dice eso en castellano? I don't know where my neighbor is.
No sé dónde está mi vecino.
Okay, so I don't know where my neighbor is. Do you know where I live?
No, I don't know where you live.
Okay, but ask me.
Where do you live?
Okay, I live in the center of Madrid. So do you know where I live? I don't know. Ask me, where do you live? Do you know where the king lives?
Yes, he lives at the palace.
Okay, or he lives in the palace.
In the palace.
Okay, so do you know where the king lives? Yes, I know where he lives. He lives in the palace. Do you know where my sister is?
No, I don't know where your sister is.
Okay, ask me.
Where is your sister?
Okay, she's in Ireland. So do you know where my sister is? No, I don't know where your sister is. Ask me. Where is your sister? Or where's your sister? She's in Ireland. Do you know where our students are?
No, I don't know where the students are.
Okay, they're out there. They're out there. So do you know where our students are? No, I don't know where they are. Or in the positive, I know where they are. Do you know where lions live?
Lions live in the jungle.
Okay, so do you know where lions live? Yes, I know where lions live. Lions live in the jungle. Do you know where to find bread?
Yes, I know where to find bread.
Okay, where can you find it?
You can find it at the bakery.
At the bakery. So, do you know where to find bread? Yes, I know where to find bread. Where can you find it? You can find it in the bakery. Do you know where the president of France is?
Yes, I know where. No, I don't know where the president of France is.
Okay, so do you know where the president of France is? No, I don't know where he is. Or, in the positive, I know where he is. Do you know where the Queen of Spain is?
No, I don't know where the Queen of Spain is.
Okay, do you know where the Queen of Spain is? No, I don't know where the Queen of Spain is. Do you know where Harry Potter is?
No, I don't know where Harry Potter is.
Okay, so she doesn't know where Harry Potter is. Do you know where he is? No, I don't know where he is. Ask me where I think he is.
Where do you think he is?
I think he's in Scotland. Do you know where my neighbor is?
No, I don't know where your neighbor is.
So she doesn't know where my neighbor is. Do you know where my neighbor is? Now repeat this at home. Do you know where my neighbor is? Good. I don't know where your neighbor is. Repeat. Good. Okay. Do you know where your cousin is?
No, I don't know where my cousin is.
Okay. Do you know where your shoes are?
Yes, I know where my shoes are.
Okay, where my shoes are.
Where my shoes are.
And one more time.
Yes, I know where my shoes are.
Okay. Do you know where you are right now? Do you know where you are?
Yes, I know where I am.
Very good. So, do you know where you are? Yes, I know where I am. Or no, I don't know where I am. Ask me if I know where I am.
Do you know where you are?
Yes, I know where I am. Ask me if I knew where I was yesterday.
Did you know where you were yesterday?
Okay, yes, I do. Do you know where I was yesterday?
No, I don't know where you were yesterday.
Very good. So, do you know where I was yesterday? No, I don't know where you were. So, very good. Can you repeat again? Do you know where I was yesterday?
No, I don't know where you were yesterday.
Okay, and now at home. Do you know where I was yesterday? No, I don't know where you were yesterday. Very good. Do you know where mice live? Do you know where mice live?
No, I don't know where mice live.
Okay, and where mice?
But where mice live.
Okay, so one mouse, two mice.
Two mice. Yes.
Okay. Ask me if I know where mice live.
Do you know where mice live?
No, I don't know where mice live. Do you know where my house is?
No, I don't know where your house is.
Do I know where your house is?
No, do you know where my house is?
No, I don't. So ask me if I know where Seville is.
Do you know where Seville?
So do you know where Seville is? Do you know where?
Ah, yes. Do you know where Seville is?
Yes, I do. Ask me where it is.
Where it is?
Where is it? So,
Where
okay,
is
so
it?
ask me if I know where Seville is. Where is it? Ask me if I know where Seville is. Where is it? So ask me if I know where Seville is.
Do you know where Seville is?
Okay. Yes, I do. Ask me where it is.
Where is it?
Very good. It's in the south of Spain. Okay. Do you know where my boss lives?
No, I don't know where your boss lives.
Okay. Ask me if I know where my boss lives.
Do you know where your boss
Lives.
lives?
And again,
Do you know where your boss lives?
very good. Do you know where your boss lives? Do you know where your boss lives? Yes, I know where he lives. Ask me if I know where your boss lives.
Do you know where my boss lives?
No, I don't know where he or she lives. Do you know where your sister is right now?
Yes, I know where. I know where my sister is right now.
Very good. And again,
I know where my sister is right now.
okay. Now repeat at home. Do you know where your sister is right now? Okay, good. Yes, I know where my sister is right now, or no, I don't know where my sister is right now. Okay, very good. Ask me if I know where to find eggs.
Do you know where to find eggs?
Yes, I do. Yes, I know where to find eggs. Okay, keep practicing where to find. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.
Okay. Class 177 is now part of our history. Yes, I'm starting to lose my voice. But thank God I haven't lost it yet. I can continue teaching. Maybe I'll lose my voice tomorrow, or the next day, or the day after. But it doesn't matter. I can teach even with sign language. Okay? I have a lot of experience teaching without a voice. So, querer es poder. Where there's a will, there's a way. Incluso sin voz, se puede, si uno quiere. Y aprender inglés igual. Aunque si uno quiere, hay 1000 caminos eficaces para llegar a tener un buen dominio de mi idioma, si uno realmente quiere. Y si uno realmente quiere, transforma ese deseo en una actuación eficaz de aprendizaje. Sí, but you have to want. Okay, see you tomorrow.